Hello, I'm Grace. I'm a new artist, sharing my journey as I learn textured art. It would have been 10 years this year since I picked up a paintbrush, and I felt it was about time I changed that. I hope you can take some time to slow down as I paint. For this piece, I'm doing a study of Mini Ocean by the Homebody Studio. I've seen lots of textured artwork inspired by ocean waves, and it was something I knew I wanted to try. As usual, I started by drawing the rough shape that I was going for in pencil onto my canvas. I've been enjoying trying different techniques and styles of textured art. It's interesting to experiment and see what styles I gel with and which styles don't click with me. The texture paste I'm using is a combination of filler mixed with emulsion paint. I've been enjoying using quite a thick paste so that I can get the texture I'm looking for. Last year my husband and I were away with work, staying close to a beach that I used to visit often when I was a child. I decided to set my alarm early, wake up before my husband and head to the beach. I don't often do things by myself, but we scheduled a few days off work and it felt like a good way to start the break. The weather was beautiful and warm and the sun was slowly rising. When I arrived at the beach and managed to park up near the promenade, the sea was misty from the warmth of the sun, and so as you looked into the distance, you couldn't see the horizon. The sea blurred into the sky, making it feel dreamlike. I got some new brushes to try. They are oil brushes, so they're thicker bristles, and I think they create that texture that I'm trying to imitate. I walked down to the beach and kicked off my sandals so I could walk along the sand. There was barely anyone there because it was so early, just a couple of dog walkers and early beachgoers like the swimmers and people setting up their camp for the day. But mostly it was just me and the sun, the sand and the sea. I strolled along to the sound of the waves in the sunshine, looking for shells. I found the most beautiful shells, proper swirly ones. I gathered them up in my pocket, looking for the best ones. This piece was so lovely to create, it didn't feel overwhelming, and I loved the texture style. I'd like to do more like this. I think it would look good on a bigger canvas with the masking tape around the edge, like on my last piece, to frame it, so I might try that another time. I let the texture paste dry for 24 hours, and then it was time to paint it. I love mixing colours, adding different shades, seeing how it all comes together. And I wanted to create a beautiful, slightly turquoise, deep, bright blue. On that morning, walking along the beach, I knew I wanted to find somewhere to get some breakfast, so I headed along the beach towards a bakery. I picked up a couple of croissants for me and to take back to my husband, and then as I headed back along the beach, the shopkeepers were arriving to open up for the day. I suddenly realised the perfect breakfast on a morning like this was an ice cream. I spoke to one of the shopkeepers, and even though they weren't quite open yet, they agreed to sell me an ice cream. 2 giant scoops, and then I ate it as I wandered back along the beach. It was a quiet morning that has stayed with me. I think because I gave myself some space to breathe, and there's no place that makes me feel quite like that, except being beside the sea. I like these colours. They're a bit bolder than I was originally imagining, but I like the way they grab your eye and pop on the canvas. I'd like to live beside the sea one day if I get the opportunity. I love the idea of being able to stroll along the seaside, no matter the weather, in the wind, the rain and the sunshine. But for now, I'll keep returning, looking for space to breathe. The way the colour of the sea changes is so mesmerising to me. From one day to the next, it can be a completely different colour. I think it would be interesting to capture some of that rather than just this one plain colour that I'm doing here. Lots of textured art is very simple and minimal, and that's beautiful and I love it, but I'm also wondering whether something with a bit more texture and detail in the painting could work well too. That's what I've been enjoying doing in the mountains pieces I've done. This is piece number 13 since I started painting. I cannot believe that I already reached my goal of 100 subscribers. I can understand that it's a really small goal, but it was huge to me and I didn't imagine that anyone would want to be here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to spend with me. Thank you for the suggestions in the comments of different pieces to try to paint and different styles to try. I'm so excited to keep experimenting and keep learning and keep sharing that process here with you. I'm so happy with how this piece has come out. It's different to my other pieces, but I love doing it. I love the ocean and I loved creating this one. Let me know what you think. I hope you'll join me for my next piece. Have a lovely week. Goodbye.